Hello YouTube. Welcome to my quick little analysis of my new level, highly suspicious troll level. Code is right over here if anyone wants it before you see the explanation of how everything works. Without further ado, let's get into how it works. So at the very beginning, we have a launcher with a muncher and a blue Mecha Koopa. Now, underneath this is a blue on-off block. Now, this on-off block gets triggered after a timer. What happens here is you have this. The spring comes back, hits the shell, so it hits the on-off switch twice, effectively killing this, killing the launcher, dropping this down, but also removing the blue block before it comes back. In here, it's just a shiny. More shinies. You're not intended to come over here. You could theoretically get a really well-timed jump, I think, and stay down here, but it'd be difficult. Next, you have a bomb here. It's timed very well, so it blows up this. If you spawn in, even if you're holding right, the bomb explosion doesn't kill you. In the previous version it would kill you, but that was just my fault. Anyways, so you end up dodging this. The thing drops down, the bomb blows it up. Now if you get the S&P too much, this is a mistake. Oh, the coin, it's perfectly out of reach. Can never get the coin. Oh, I guess you could cheese it, but let's fix this. You can't pick these guys up, it's a thing. If you do that and you didn't know, you can kill yourself. But you can cheese it. Doesn't matter, but you can definitely cheese it. Yep. Anyways, you come in here. If you wait here, then you get spiked. Or you know what? You're like, okay. Oh wait. Blooper. There used to be cheese with this, where if you're too close to this wall, you'd actually get unclawed from that. And this literally looks exactly the way it works. It's literally just a spike ball going to that note block. So you have no other options. You go up here, F. You get a few sound effects in there. It's just a fish. Next, you have this here. Let's go there. And because of the slight bouncing, actually no, it's from the note block, excuse me. It's a note block, and it causes it to hit the spike ball from this cannon. To hit this. Now, there's actually a semi-solid behind this, which is necessary. Otherwise, the spike ball will totally crash into the ground block. And so let's show that again, I suppose. There it is. Now on the right, you'll notice this troll. This troll is a psychology where it makes you think, well, if this hits this, it'll break this, and then the fire flower will come up. But if you wait here... Oh, I have another thing to explain. If you wait here, there's another spike ball with a muncher in it. Let me explain some of the setups with this. This is positioned perfectly, so you cannot get underneath it. You will die. The muncher hitbox is crazy. Then there's just coins in here. And a few mush, apparently. You go through the door. This setup, it's literally just a pound of blaster. This only works because there's a bunch of S&B2 mushes in here. If you're an S&B1 and there's an S&B2 mush and a POW comes out of a cannon, then it'll be totally intangible. Unless you have an S&B2 mush, which is important later. Anyways, this is a complicated setup here. It hits it 3 times, if you noticed. And ignore this. This is just aesthetic, the ice. It's not important to the setup. This is how it works, essentially. As soon as you hit it, it might be helpful. To do this. As soon as you hit it, changes direction, and it hits it twice. It's a clever setup, if I say so myself. The spring is just there. You'll notice that the spike is moving left. The spring is just there to keep it from getting any further right. It's also important that it gets rid of it. I guess like you could have. No, you couldn't have not done it because the blue state would have killed the spike ball. You see? Hold on. Yeah. So that's necessary. This track's just here to catch the falling spring. So that's how it works. You come down here, there's a spawn-blocked POW here. You go through this door, you see this. It shows you that there's a key door is right there, and that there's a bunch of stuff that you can grab down here. You come back. Oh no. Oh no. You can't go down there anymore. You're dead. You're like, you're alright. Fine. We go down here. Oh, whoops. I did it wrong. Excuse me now. You're smart, so you go in the key door. The key door is a hint room. Back door. I meant to say back through the door, but I didn't have enough space. So it now just says back door, which I think is funny. And now we can stand on the POW, because this game makes tons of sense. And you're dead. You're like, okay. It was the wrong door, I get it. I did it wrong. But here's a troll that not everyone fell for. If you, well, I guess I set it up wrong. Oh well. If you did a perfect jump, then you would have, you'd have flown to the left. I guess I screwed that up. Whatever. You're in the on state, you go back through the door with the POW. I guess if I have to, I can just re-upload. But it's not a big troll. It doesn't really matter very much. So you're back here in on state. A bomb blows up. This has a, oh, come on, drift. That has a vine in it. You come through here. If you get the mushroom, then... I'm not sure how that triggered. You get the mushroom, and it's in the off state, because that's how you entered the room. So if you're big, you can't go through, so you have to die. However, once you're in the on state, when you respawn, you're like, okay, fine, Basilicon, I'll lose the mush. It's a spike ball that kills you. Alright. Also, there's a funny... the screen normally stops here once you blow this up, but once you respawn, these blocks haven't been broken yet, because it's the on state. So the screen is scrolled over here, and it says, toxic yet? So you get this. Here is one of the first real confusing setups. The platform underneath the screen. Now, a lot of people said I might have used seesaws for this, but in fact I did not. I used no seesaws here. Instead, I actually used a spike ball, which hits this flying block, and this big spike ball breaks the platform the little spike ball is on. That way you get this tiny platform down here. Also, this is a coin, frozen coin, because why not? Now I have the coin path finished. So you come up here, well, let's do this with the magic. You can do this if you want, you can do this. You come up here, you do need the mush. Happiness. Oops, I didn't need to do that yet. Anyways, you need the mush to take damage here. You go through here, Oh, yes. It wasn't just a utility, it was a troll. You actually need to hit it. Let me just be Big Mario for this. It might be easier. So you're through here. You hit, oops, stupid ice. Stupid ice. If you hit this, there's a clown car. This is one of my favorite trolls, because the spike ball normally would break these blocks, but the clown car caught it. The clown car had caught it. So it didn't work. So you go here. Now, the first time you come through here, usually, like, for some reason, everyone didn't realize that the, this belt thing would go up here, which actually worked to my advantage, because, this room is actually required to beat the checkpoint 1. You come in here, you get a little fun mini game. Yay! Happiness. Yeah, but this room has a second purpose. For when you're tiny, you need to come in here without a mushroom, so it'll drop a link sword. See, that's a link sword. Might as well mention this. This is an invisible block with a spike ball in it. So when you do come through here, when you're small, in the actual solution, it'll trigger the clown car again. And while I'm at it, I might as well mention this setup, which is quite complicated, for no apparent reason. I think I had trouble before with the, with when you come back here. That's right, I wanted to keep people from, there's a CP1 in this level. I wanted to keep people from doing the thing twice, so I made this so that when you're tiny, it won't hit the on-off switch again, so you're screwed. Unless you're, you did it backwards and you actually forgot to hit it. Whatever. But normally, when you're tiny and you go through here, it'll flip this. Let me show you that. You go through here, and you have to make sure it's red. All right. Same thing for this. If you spawn in here, you have to come here small. You get Link Sword. If you this is just jank. You can't go in a pipe with a bumper in the way. And then you go up here into this anti-soft lock, which I nerfed in the latest version. There used to be ice here, but upon second thought, this section is long already, so whatever, I nerfed it. Just invisible blocks, tells you not to get the mush, but you didn't realize that, but you didn't realize I wanted you to go in here with the mush. There's a hint later to show that. Alright, you go in here. It's a very well-timed clown car. And a very well-timed, Larry. If I'm correct. That's Larry, right? It's Iggy. Excuse me. Okay, now here's a second kind of confusing part. Now, this thwomp actually doesn't go down at all. This is just fake. I thought it'd be funny. Instead, there's a claw up here, which drops the spring onto the parachuted, dry bones shell. Now, the dry bones shell is very important. You need the parachute. Otherwise, the setup won't work at all. This is here to make it go faster. Also, there's a ground block here. It doesn't have to be there. But it makes the setup a little bit faster. Because you see, it forces it down like a pixel. Let me show you that it won't work. Let me show you it in action actually first. That'd be the first step. Yeah, and it hits this, which has a muncher in it. and it drops it all the way down here, in which it's like death. Some people didn't understand that, but whatever. But it won't work with the parachute for some reason, even though it's on ground. You see, it doesn't work. The parachute's necessary. This setup is complicated. Let's go progressively. So, if you're an idiot, oh, it's in the wrong state, but normally it's in blue state. If you're an idiot and you go into the very obvious Carl box, oh, yeah. So now you're stuck doing a terrible anti-soft lock. Oh my gosh, really? Of course, Iggy landed over here, so that wouldn't normally happen. The thwomp would come down. But yeah. So, here's the second thing that's going on here. If you do come in here with the Link Sword, a P-switch activates. Yeah, a P-switch activates. Alright, and this works with this. There's a big mushroom. If you're big, it'll go over and activate it. The reason I used one of these on a note block was because you needed to activate that, but if you're off-screen, note blocks can't drop things. So I used this, the fact that when you do activate a note block, the cannons fall off of it. If you don't have a mush, the mushroom will just fall down into the hole. Alright, now once the P-switch does activate, the spring drops down, activating this. Also, this blaster dies from the P-switch, and this big launcher, not big launcher, this launcher falls down and blocks the door. So it doesn't matter the state you're in, really. Well, actually, no, the thwomp dies. You can't even change the state from this point. So this activates, and here comes another troll. Hold on, I have to be Link. So if you climb up here, the thing falls down, and it wasn't there before. Now, the way I did this was kind of elegant. You have a block on a track here, which comes back. Normally, when the P-switch isn't active, this bomb will be right here. And let's see what will happen. Hold on. If you don't have a mushroom, it'll just explode. Nothing will happen. But if a P-switch does activate, it'll pass right by, and it's timed very well. There doesn't have to be a parachute, but it doesn't really matter if there's a parachute or not. It was just there to help me set up the contraption. Anyways, you go through the pipe. I had to add that block troll because apparently I had to wait too long. It's something I got from playtesting, but whatever. There's a pipe here. You can go back in it. It'll kill you. There's a spike in the floor at the bottom. This thwomp activates. A lot of people were confused why this thwomp troll was here. Also, the state's wrong. Let me fix that. A lot of people were confused by the thwomp troll, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, there's a launcher on here. The launcher, when it comes down here, the thwomp comes down from the note block, because note blocks can activate thwomps. Hits the ground. The launcher fires once, but the thwomp tries to come back up, but it can't. It just kills the blaster. Let me show you. Well, the timing was wrong. Unless maybe I'm just being stupid. There we go. Okay, I guess the setup is weird for that. Maybe it only works if I come out of a pipe. I don't know. Anyways, that's how it works. There's just a semi-solid down here. Blocks it off. Anyways, a lot of people didn't even notice this pipe. They just went past it right to CP2. Which kind of bothered me a little bit. For a few reasons. One being, this pipe is beautiful. It's a beautiful person. It says, "You win!" And it has the flagpole. How nice am I? How nice am I to give you the ending after just one checkpoint? Didn't even get CP1'd. Look. You win. Yay. Insert the music. You're dead. I thought it was funny. Shut up. So you get the mush. You get the checkpoints and the mush. Now here is one of the setups that I'm most proud of, actually. Now, the first time you come around, that spike ball activates the Kaizo block. So when you go in there, that time around, there is no Kaizo block. Ignore the blaster at the very bottom. That's for something else. But when you do come in here, in here in the red state, when you respawn, there is a Kaizo block. And you're forced to go down here, back to CP1. If you come in the first time, it's the blue state, so you just come back. Which is why that spawn-blocked blaster is there. It's just to kill you. It has a fishbone in it. There's a POW here. This POW only becomes uncovered after it's been spawn-blocked once. Which is after it respawns from being broken. This block gets broken. This block gets broken, killing the spike ball. Well, no, this block gets broken, letting this spawn, which kills the spike ball. Here's another setup I had to time very well. This is to guarantee blue state. It's kind of complicated, you might say, just to make sure it's blue state. But it's important that they don't get blue state before they go into this pipe. So I made it directional, kind of, I guess, dependent on your X, how far you are in the X direction. So you have the claw, basically, which drops once you get past a certain X point. And there's a reason why this is on a platform. It's so that... Oh no, you don't want to risk that one. I said that... Hold on. Everything's breaking. Really? Oh, no, I remember. You see, it'd be right below you, so it'd instantly activate. That's right. When you go through the door, it instantly activates. It's not reliant on this no block anymore. And so, it's timed very well to make sure that Drybone's shell doesn't die. You might notice I use tons of Drybone's shells. That's because they only activate once. Not more than once. Only once. Okay, let me put a hard block behind there again. Perfect. Alright. Here's another complicated setup. So, this troll is... When this falls, the thing falls. Now, I kept having trouble with spawning. This side would just be too heavy every time you spawned over here, and it'd just drop it down automatically. So, but to not have that happen, I put it in a claw, and so the claw only drops by the time you're in this room, which is the time that these two launchers spawn. There's nothing in here, just coins. Here's another difficult setup, but I'll explain it later. So you get the mushroom. Actually, later is now. I get to explain it. So, remember how I said I needed to guarantee blue state? Well, because of this setup knows that it's blue state, now there's the same door again. Same door again. Where there's a, hold on. There we go. Well, I guess that might have broken the setup, because, yeah. This thing spawns really early, I guess. Let me explain this in the way that it works. So first, this is a blue block, right? Let me just do this. Okay, hold on. Will you please activate? Oh, wait. Okay. This guarantees blue state. Go in here. Now once you're here, there's a blue block, okay? Now there's a setup directly on the top right of here that if you hit this on-off block, it'll immediately trigger the state again, so you get trapped inside. Now, there's a more difficult setup that's right above this room, dropping the fish. So this let me just show you this. This is in the blue state. If you switch it, it'll immediately switch. I actually reuse this. But here's the difficult part. Now, you might have noticed there's a cannon here. This might look like a random cannon, but it's actually very useful for the setup. Now, I had a lot of trouble with this because I needed a fish to drop from here after you hit the switch, but this already hits the switch, so it wouldn't work, and I don't have enough room for a claw. So what I did was, if it was in the on state, then what would happen is this would spawn, which means the spring is stuck up here, but if you hit the switch hits once if it's in the blue state, and it kills the cannon. The spring is now on top of a blue block. You hit it again, and the spring drops down because the blue block is now clear. And it hits this dry bones shell, which hits this block, which has a winged, that looks weird, a winged fish inside of it. And so now you're stuck in the block with a very well-timed fish. Okay, so you want to go in the door with the blue state, is pretty much what that guarantees. We see this thing for the third time. I forgot to show the other room. I guess I can go back there. It's nothing special. This... Oh, I did this wrong. Let me just do this. Yeah, that's literally just in a cloud block. It's like the other setup, but I wanted to be fancy and reuse this. So, this just does the same thing as pretty much the other setup at the very beginning. Again, we have this, except there's a cloud behind it. You're like, aha, I did it! Let me just show it. If you avoided it, good. Except it says, oh, there's a fire flower that you need. Because it drops by. It's just timed. It doesn't, nothing interesting about the timing. But this does break the path here. For once in the level, actually. It breaks the path. So it tells you need the fire flower, and you go down here. There's just a pipe behind here. It's very suspicious. What can I say? Go in the pipe. Here's an anti-soft lock, which I also nerfed, because people thought was too difficult. I actually used the one and only shell on this level to go back and forth in this anti-soft lock. I'll do it now. Easy. You see? Very, very simple. Not sure why people had trouble with this. Whatever. Go through the pipe. If somehow you cheese the fire flower, you'd be stuck in here. and you have to go backwards, and you'd immediately die from these guys right here. It might be cheesable, whatever. I don't really care. It's minute. So there's no actual pipe here. This is just pretty much haha funny. When you spawn in here, there's a well-timed block. Now I guess it just looks weird is a big thing. This spawns a winged what do you call it? A winged big mushroom. And it immediately keeps you from holding the vine. Kind of. It's janky. I had to use fire bars here. Not fire bars, burners here. Because if I used hard blocks, Big Mario could break them and be a soft lock. I could have used note blocks, but I hate note blocks, so I'm never using them. Whatever. Now you're tiny, you go in the pipe. Now here is arguably my favorite setup in the level. You go through here. It's the ending. I had this little fake ending thing here. The way this works is you have a bunch of clouds, pretty much, that I've spawned in here. And behind him is a green platform. It's just pretty simple. It's just somewhat non-suspicious. I could have gotten rid of this blaster, this cannon. No, blaster, idiot. It is a blaster. But I didn't really care that much. I was like, whatever. I'll make it look like it can crush you. It's just kind of silly. Anyways, let me show you the one room I was dumb and forgot to show. I used all doors, by the way, in this level. Here's the other room. You get here from right here, if it's the blue state. So you're in blue state. Let me actually build a little something here. Alright. So you're in here. If you get scared, there's a spring. Everyone fell for that one. Okay, and that just brings it up, and there's a hint. And that's pretty much it. There was just the same setup as the beginning in here. Here's the thumbnail. It's just all happy. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I might upload to YouTube more. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry I couldn't edit this video because I don't have an editing software yet. But anyways, here's the code again. And thank you guys for watching so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.